What's good, y'all? Crosswalk back at you again, episode 34. I'm Jax. That's Cross. Before we dig in anything, man, how you doing, man? How's the week? How was the weekend? All that.
It's it's a Monday, off to a slow start. I think everybody's dealing with the remnants of the winter storm and it just being cold.
True.
But all in all, I can't complain. It's Super Bowl week, so we can't complain at all.
It doesn't. It's Super Bowl week, but it don't even really feel like Super Bowl week. Like it feels like a low key Super Bowl week. But we'll dig into that. We'll dig
hmm
into UFC 325. We'll dig into the Super Bowl. We'll preview Fight Night. That's coming up this weekend as well. But it's episode 34. That's one of the most popular numbers. Everybody got number 34. So
hmm
when you hear 34, what's the player that pops into your head? Man, please don't
So
pick my
there's
player. Don't pick mine.
so there are two number 34s that I kind of lean towards. The first one is Bo Jackson. I mean, where he's from, two-sport athlete, can do it all. Obviously, was a huge Bo Jackson fan when I was a little kid. So for me, 34, what I think about is Bo Jackson at Auburn winning the Heisman, and then with in that short career span with the Raiders as 34 as well. So for me, it's Bo Jackson.
Yeah, that was mine. But but I had another one. Another number 34. Now, I mean, there's so many 34s. You got what? Shaq was 34. No, he's 32
hmm
and 34. Giannis is 34.
Barkley.
Yep, Barkley. But Bo was the first one that popped into my head. But the other person that popped into my head was David Ortiz, Big Poppy.
Mm, Big Poppy. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I thought about Herschel Walker, but I was like, I've done a lot of Cowboys. So
Gotcha.
yeah, Big Poppy, man. I mean, that dude there, man, like, was it '04, the playoffs? I mean, ridiculous.
hmm
Ridiculous. You couldn't get nothing by that dude. But and his personality, I love his personality too. So yeah. Episode 34. So before we dig into anything, if y'all haven't subbed to Making the Walk, if you haven't subbed to Crossover MMA, make sure you go and do that. And we have lots of stuff, not just MMA, but football, basketball, whatever. We talk about everything. So anywho, Hakeem the Dream is another one I thought about too. Anyway, let's dig into UFC 325, man. First of all, when we talked about this card last week, um, I feel we weren't super excited about what happened on or what they had for the beginning of the card. But for you, how did things kind of play out, at least on the prelims?
Whew. Man, this card. Well, first off, I want to touch on the robbery because that was I actually had a few people hit me up about that. I think it was the Offley Yitza fight. Definitely was a big time robbery. Um, like you hate to see the year getting started off on the wrong foot, like something like that. Obviously I get it. It's
Mhm.
subjective with judges, but we got to figure out a way, man, to do something about this, man, for real.
Yeah, dude. I mean, obviously, I pick Yitza, whatever.
Close enough. Close enough.
I picked that dude. And yeah, that hurt my scorecard when he lost. But I mean, he clearly won that fight, man.
hmm
Offley had some moments for sure, but and I mean, he's really dog tough. But nah, bro, like that's egregious. That was awful. I don't know what they got to
Yeah.
do to fix this, man, but they got to do something to fix how these things are being judged because that's absurd.
Yeah, that like I know somebody in the chat talking about somebody put 10K on the Yitza guy. Bro, I know that guy was pissed, man. Because he was
Sick.
like, oh yeah, I done won my money. And then next thing you know, man, the rug got pulled out from underneath him. But
Mhm.
what else stood out from the prelims for you?
Well, one going into it, the lack of name value for a number card. Um,
hmm
I didn't. I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do for the region, but I didn't like that part of it. But as far as the fights themselves, um, I will say, Cam Rouston, he impressed me to a certain extent. I am worried about when he faces more credible people in the division than Cody Brundage, but and he had one of the worst haircuts I've ever seen. But uh, his haircut was bad. It was bad. But he's going to be interested in the division, and then also Billy Elakina, him surviving against Junior Tafa, because Junior was landing some shots on. He had that boy in trouble. He almost knocked
he
him
hurt
out.
him bad early.
Yeah.
And
I
then
see.
and
No,
go ahead.
UFC Lock Vincent was talking about putting on the road to UFC. It doesn't really gravitate to me like that. I've tried to watch it for sure, but if they don't do a good job of building the people up.
Yeah, and then on top of it, something else I think that hurt it is this year's road to the UFC. They did it at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So a lot of the US people didn't even really get to see much of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when these guys are finally on a number card, most of the people had no idea who they were.
Yep. And it's on a numbered card, not a fight night, a numbered card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what stood out to you outside of those people? Anything?
So what? So I will say this. I don't know if a lot of people the Nakamura KO on Sasley was that knee was beautiful. And I mean, this dude was losing a fight. He was on his way to losing a 30-27 decision, and then just land this brutal knee out of nowhere, brutal KO. Probably gonna end up being pretty close to one of the comebacks of the year already. Because I mean, the fight was. The other guy, Sasley, had the fight under control, and then boom, next thing you know, lands that knee, brutal KO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one definitely stood out. So looking at the main card itself, I mean, we talked about this dude before, Quillen Salkill. But so first of all, I didn't think that he should be fighting Jamie Malarkey. Now I understand it was short notice, but who was the fight that he had scheduled before? I can't remember.
I can't remember who it was either. But yeah, I remember Malarkey taking it on short notice.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude is really showing he's complete, man. Like he got skills everywhere, got power on the feet, got hands, and then the grappling definitely on point. I know he called out Faraz Ziem next. Yeah. I don't know if I want to put him in there against that just yet. I think somebody like a Drew Dober would probably be good for him personally.
Man, Drew Dober gonna get knocked out against that dude, man. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I do want to see Sal killed against somebody in top 15, man. I think he's already ready. He knocked out Nasrat Haqparast, and that was all I needed to see. After I saw that, I was like, put him in there against the top 15 person, and let's see what happens. Because like you said, I feel like he has all the skills, and he has a massive following down there. He's already been on magazine covers. That dude's a future star.
For real.
Wrong Zhu. Thank you, UFC Live.
Yeah, that's who it was. That's exactly. Thank you, Vincent. Appreciate it.
Yeah. But I want to see him against somebody in the top 15, man. I really do.
Okay.
Brought up Sal killed against Bahamondes. That's not a bad fight.
It's not a bad fight, man. Two young guys going against each other like that. Step in against Moicano. Hey, that's the bad
one. Either. That's the one. I want to see that.
Yeah. That wouldn't be a bad look at all.
Not at all.
I saw somebody else said something about Moicano. It was the guy from Argentina. What's you know who I'm talking about? The guy, the Argentinian guy in lightweight.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
It'll come. Somebody in the chat will know exactly who I'm talking about. I saw some on social media about him today talking about Moicano, but yeah, I mean that wouldn't. Hey, if Salkill is smart, he'll strike while the iron's hot. get back in there. He didn't take any damage. He got a quick finish. And then next thing you know, if you get in there against somebody like Moicano gets a win, now you're in the top 10. And now you Esteban Ribovich. That's exactly who it is, Vince. Appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. Who is an amazing fighter himself. But no, you're right. Like Quillen, he might as well take advantage of the lack of injuries, leaving that fight and hop into another one, man. Like I don't see any issues with that. And like I said, I think that dude's a future. And if you look at previous stars, Israel Adesanya, on his rise, Hamza Chimaev on his rise, Conor McGregor on his rise, they took a lot of fights in a short span of time to build up that cachet with the UFC, and then they started to pick and choose who they wanted to fight. And I think Quillen can do the same thing, man. That dude has a bright future.
And another guy recently that did it, Joshua Van, same thing.
Absolutely.
Now like flyweight champion now.
Yep, that's true. Yep, they reward activity for sure. The Taliesin Teixeira versus Tai Tuivasa fight went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I mean, almost to a T, exactly how I thought it was going to go. I thought Tuivasa, he's been away for a long time, and I understand he wanted to take a year off, get his brain healthy, get him healthy. But for most fighters, I do think the ring rust is real, and you have to find your bearings in there. But while you're finding your bearings, you're losing rounds. And for him, not only is he losing rounds, he's losing cardio. But what did you think about that Taliesin Teixeira and Tai Tuivasa fight?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was a bad look for both guys. I don't think. I know Teixeira got his hand raised, but I don't think he won anything at all in that fight. Tai Tuivasa on a 6-fight losing streak. We probably gonna find out tomorrow. With the UFC, they do their roster moves on Tuesday, so we'll probably find out about him tomorrow. But I really don't know where Tai Tuivasa goes. I know he took the time off to see if he really wanted to do it, and he started the fight very aggressive. But I think just his skill set, man, like I just don't think it's enough to get it done at heavyweight. And just to think these two guys were top 15 heavyweights in the world. And both these guys were so gassed. And it's just crazy to think about. Just let you know how shallow the heavyweight division is.
Very shallow. Very, very shallow. After you get outside of the top 7, then maybe a little bit more than that, but probably about the top 7. It's just a bunch of trash after that. And that's just, and you would expect more from Taliesin Teixeira. I feel like he should be better than that. Like Tai Tuivasa, it's kind of, this is consistent. But for Taliesin Teixeira, like, come on, man. Like you should, I expect a little bit more from him. But I guess he showed us who he really is. Because that ain't it. That ain't it.
Nah, that was not it at all. Like I was expecting, like this first round, like they just stand toe to toe, just swing out at somebody getting knocked out. Yeah,
and so Taliesin Teixeira, wasn't he a BJJ at some point outside of in Brazil? I've heard that he was a champion at BJJ, and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, we definitely, nobody saw that, brother. Nobody saw that.
No, not at all. All right, so Mauricio Houfi and Rafael Fiziev. What do you think about that one?
Man, like Mauricio Rufy, brutal KO of Rafael Fiziev, and I mean, when you think about it, man, that's a big time finish right there. Because Justin Gaethje spent 2 fights with Rafael Fiziev, and he couldn't finish him. And Mauricio Rufy gets him out of there. I think that's good for him, especially what happened to him in the BSD fight. And I'm curious to see if he keeps training with Volk moving forward. Because I mean, hey, if something's working, man, keep with it. But then on the flip side with Rafael Fiziev, man, like, I really think he needs to go down to featherweight. I think he's a bit undersized at lightweight, and I think his style and that explosiveness will translate very well at featherweight. But that's just my 2 cents. What about you? What you think?
I agree 100%. Everything about this fight told me that he needs to go down, and I think that he'll be very successful at 145. And he talked about it, and I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know what changes his mind. Um, and I mean, I guess maybe getting maybe put him back on the right track mentally. He's like, I can really do some things here. But I think that he's really a 145er. Um, for Hoofy, like the patience that he showed, man, the amount of patience that he showed in that fight was extraordinary. Him picking his shots, he landed that right hand. I mean, and it was nasty when he was landing the right hand.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, he. There's levels, I guess, to some of this stuff. It's ain't the one for. But another thing for Fazeev that I expected was in the Justin Gaethje fight, he was using some grappling, to
Mhm.
at least change the pace. And I expected him to throw in some of that, considering how much trouble Hoofy had with BSD. So at
Mhm.
least throw that in there. That'll, slow down some of the counters, and he'll be able to, get some of his stuff off. But nah, didn't happen at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it looked like Fazeev was having an issue closing the distance on Hoofy because Hoofy had like a pretty sizable reach advantage,
yeah,
and it just looked like he was just outside of range for him, but Hoofy was still like within striking distance. Of him, and man, that right hand clipped him. It was beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful.
it really was. Um, Dan Hooker and BSD. Um, I mean,
Honestly, bro, like the way this fight started for me, like it looked very good for Dan Hooker. Like he was defending takedowns, then he was using those teeps to the body, and you could tell BSD did not like him at all, and it was definitely affecting him.
yeah,
And I just don't know what happened with Dan Hooker, man. Like then he initiates the grappling, BSD reverse position, gets in the advantageous spots, and finishes the fight, man. I don't know. I think that's just one of those things where Dan Hooker kind of got caught up in the moment where he was like, oh, I'm defending all these takedowns. This guy's grappling really isn't what I was expecting. And oh, you know what? I'm gonna get this takedown. I'm gonna show you. And
yeah,
it backfired. And
yep,
but on the flip side for BSD, I didn't really learn anything differently from him because to me, he looked very open, looked very hittable. Dan Hooker was having all the success on the feet.
hmm
Um, and with BSD, man, he wants to get the fight to the ground, use that grappling, but I think he still got some defensive holes that he needs to show up moving forward. Because you think about it,
yeah.
his next matchups now, he gonna be in there with legit killers, dog.
That's true. That's true. I mean, like on the Dan Hooker side, like you said, it did start very well for him. I mean, his takedown defense was really good at the beginning. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I was very impressed by his takedown defense. But then he just got overconfident
Yep.
and put himself in BSD's world, which was unnecessary because he was winning if he just kept on doing that. For
Mm-hmm.
BSD, I saw the pivot. It was like a realization moment for him that it was almost this moment that he had with Dustin Poirier. With Dustin Poirier, he was dominating Dustin,
Mm-hmm.
and then he allowed Dustin to get back in the fight by biting down his mouthpiece and then
Yep.
going to swinging. And I saw him start to do that with Dan, and then he was like, "Wait a minute, let me not do that." And then he went back to what he was good at, and it
Mm-hmm.
ended up well for him. Um, as long as he is able to get the fight where he needs it to be, I mean, I think that's full in most fights. But like you said, once he gets to the top five, I have a hard time thinking that he's going to beat any of those dudes.
I mean, he's there now. He's probably gonna be like 5 or 6
I
tomorrow.
think
So
he'll probably be six. Grimy call for BSD versus Patty, and I'm down with that. I'm totally down with that.
I'm down with that, but how long until Patty's ready for that? It's probably gonna be a little minute for Patty's ready for another fight.
Patty's face.
BSD can probably
Mm-mm.
BSD can probably hop in there probably in another like 2 months, probably.
Yeah, yeah. Patty's face looks like hamburger meat, but
Mm-hmm.
for BSD, I know he called out. He wants to fight for the BMF belt,
Yep.
and So here's where I struggle with this though. Is Max and Charles fight, and
Yep.
let's say Max wins, right?
Yep.
Well, Max is not going to want to fight BSD. He wants to fight Ilya.
True. Yep.
So how does that work? So he's got a belt to defend, but he wants to get the real belt. How does this even work?
So I think this is going to be an interesting dynamic because I mean, like you are spot on. Max is going to want to fight Ilya. Armin Sarukian is still floating around the top of the division, and now we got interim champion Justin Gaethje. So somebody's going to get left out, and it's probably going to be Max Holloway or BSD because Gaethje being the interim champ, he's probably going to get the Ilya fight, and then at that point, I mean, does Max fight BSD or does Max fight Armin Max probably doesn't want to fight Armin Sarukian. Most people probably gonna want Armin to get his title shot and then like let the chips fall after that. But I don't know, man. Somebody's gonna end up having to fight Armin, and then Max gonna have to probably fight somewhere. But it's gonna be an interesting game of musical chairs at the top of the division at lightweight.
Yeah. Do you think Armin's going to have to fight one more time before he gets a belt or a title shot? I mean, I think he's going to fight somebody.
Yeah, he's going to have to because, I mean, Gaethje's getting the next title shot, being the interim champion. So
he ain't going to be able to stay on the
clearly
sideline.
not going to be Armin Sarukian.
Yeah. So I think I could see Armin versus BSD too. And they're continuing to punish Armin by making him fight somebody that low.
True, but let me ask you this though. Do you think anybody outside of Ilya that you would favor over Armin moving forward?
No.
Yeah, I honestly think Armin will look at the top of the division and be like, okay, put me in there with whoever. It don't matter. I'll prove it to you again. I'm the rightful number one contender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be weird how they do all of this because if Max beats Charles, then because he has a knockout win over the interim champion.
True. Yep.
So I mean, weird. It's gonna be weird.
Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, even if Charles wins, he got to win over Gaethje too.
He sure does. He sure does. You're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Cushman said there's literally 3 belts in lightweight are messing up the matchmaking. Dude.
Facts.
It's true.
Facts.
In one division.
Yep. 3 belts, 1 division.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there's only 1 belt in this division, and it's featherweight, and it's Alexander Volkanovski beating and breaking Diego's feet. Did this fight go exactly how you thought?
Bro, it literally looked like if the first fight ended and then we just started another 5 rounds. It was basically the exact same fight, bro. Like Volk just controlled this from pillar to post. Diego Lopez, I know, he had the injuries with his feet. He broke both of his feet. But man, Volk was literally just like the puppet master in the cage on Saturday night, man. He could do whatever he wanted to. He could get to whatever spot inside the octagon he wanted to get to. And Diego Lopez just had no answer for it. And I think obviously the feet played a part into it, but I just think he couldn't really adapt on the fly to try something else. Because, I mean, Volk came out saying in the first fight, I was circling to my right. And in this fight, I circled to my right and he was cutting me off. And I was like, all right, well, let me circle to my left. And he was like, he had no answer for it. And the rest of the fight, Volk just kept circling to his left. And when you get in there with somebody with the championship level experience, the fight IQ, and just the skills of Alexander Volk, like you can't go in there with just one plan thinking that's going to be enough. Like you got to have answers to a bunch of different questions because he can throw a little bit of everything at you because he's so well rounded.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, first of all, on Diego, I picked Diego because I thought that he was going to approach this differently. I thought he was going to have a little bit more aggression in this fight and cause um, Alex to get into some of those car crashes, which I don't know if he's able to be in car crashes like that anymore. But he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all credit to Alexander Volkanovski because he was able to throw him off his game. Like you said, he was circling into his power hand, and Diego was like, "Well, what do I do with this?" And he no answer, no answer for 5 rounds, no answer. So super disappointing for me. But that being said, I had going into this fight, and you know me, like I've always said, Jose Aldo is the GOAT of the division. Like y'all gonna have to do something crazy to pass him. Well, I will say Alexander Volkanovski is now the GOAT of this division. Like
it took you long enough to come around. It took you long enough.
He got me now because he's beating another generation of fighters. We talk about this with John Jones and what he did. Alexander's doing that. Now, mind you, he couldn't get past Ilya, but everybody else, I mean, he's beating everybody else. He beats Ortega twice. He beats, which, you know, Ortega is having his own issues and his best days have gone by. He beat Max 3 times. Like, and he's beaten, you know, the new generation, Diego, twice. Like, he ain't got none for ain't nobody got none for this dude at this point. Now, I wish he would get while he getting this good, him start to get KO'd. But regardless, he's now my featherweight GOAT. Finally.
Okay.
Took some work.
Well, I will say this. We gonna find out. We're gonna find out in his next fight because some fights got announced today. UFC London got announced, and headlining is Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy. And we all know the winner of that fight is fighting Volk next. Volk called for it in his press conference after the fight. Like, that's one thing I can say about Volk. Volk knows who's the rightful number one, who's the next guy in the division.
Yeah.
And he ain't afraid to like put it out there. Like, yeah, like these are one of those guys is who I need to fight next though.
That's true, man. I can definitely appreciate that for him. You know, just the way that he handles himself when it comes to that. But this fight, man, that's a massive fight. And it's for 2 dudes who don't really do a whole lot of talking, not a whole lot of media. They're not, you know, massive names for casuals, but us hardcores, we know what's up. And we know how big this fight is. Another fight that got announced on that card, Michael Venom Page against Sam Patterson. What do you think about that fight?
Bro, what that fight tells me is that the UFC does not care about MVP. They don't care about the older fighters in the division. I mean, this guy's been fighting in 2 divisions, getting wins up at middleweight, and then he comes down to welterweight and he gets. I mean, it's tough because I mean he's going in there against a grappler, but Sam Patterson might play around a bit too long on the feet with MVP, and that's not where you want to be. But I think MVP gonna have a chance to upset some people in the UFC brass.
Yeah, I think so. They're low key wanting him to get submitted and be like, "Oh, see, we told you." Yeah, I'm definitely all in on MVP, all in. Let me get to some of these comments though, because we hadn't had a bunch of them. Let's see. Subline White. Volk top 5 all time. Top 5?
That's tough. That's tough. and here's why it's tough. Because he's behind Ilya and Islam. He's behind both of them.
So I will say he is not behind Ilya.
Okay. How is he not behind Ilya? Do tell.
I just want to see more. I factor in longevity too. I factor in the ability to do these things at the top level for a while. And when it comes down to it, how many title wins does Ilya have?
3.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I hear that.
That's just
I hear that. I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that. However, I will make the case why Ilya is ahead of Volk. What's Volk's best win? Max Holloway, right?
Max.
3 times, right?
Sure.
Max times 3, right? Ilya Taporia finished him, right?
He did.
Ilya Taporia also finished Volk. I'm just saying. Like it's when you go look back at it, it's gonna be tough to argue that Volk should be ahead of Ilya when Ilya finished him and finished the guy that he couldn't finish, that had never been finished, and he ended a long win streak.
It's true. So here's my logic comes in. If their career ended, which is quote unquote not fair to Ilya because he has so much career to go. But I'm only judging by right now because I don't know what you're going to do in the future. Now he may get there, but going by right now, he doesn't have the skins on the walls. He doesn't have the skins on the wall yet.
Ilya Taporia. He's a double champion.
So is Ilya over
double
Alex?
Champion already, an accomplishment Volk can pull off.
True.
Beat one of the greatest lightweights ever. Beat 2 of the top 3 greatest featherweights ever. Finished all 3 of them. Yes. Like I don't know how you're gonna put Volk over Ilya. I know he don't have the history and like the amount, but the quality is better than Volk's quality.
Quality. His peak is one of the highest, if not the peaks ever. However, I factor in longevity. Like I want to see you keep doing it.
I get it.
I want to see you keep doing it.
I get it.
And that's why, like for me, that's why Alex Pereira is behind some people. For me, not like saying that he ain't high. I ain't saying he ain't high.
Like who though? Who you got him behind where people will raise their eyebrows at? Hot take time.
Who do I have him behind? Oh, let's see.
Is he behind? Oh, I got one. I got the perfect name. Is he behind Izzy?
No. He's in front.
Okay. I can calm down. I can calm down. I was about to get crazy on here now.
No. Calm down. He's ahead of him. But when what was it? When the fighter of the year, not this past year, but the previous year, when it was Alex and Ilya, everybody was like
Ilya,
right? And people were talking about, man, Alex is already up there in the GOAT conversation. I was like, what? No, like, but you got to also factor in the fact that Anderson, and I always bring this up, Anderson Silva was not afforded that ability to get 2 belts, and he showed that he could have got 2 belts. So I can't give credit over here and take away credit when somebody wasn't even given that opportunity. So
fair, but you also got to factor in he's a 2-time light heavyweight champion.
That's true. That's very valid. Very valid.
Yeah. And then that resume is very distinguished. It's a lot of champions on that resume now. A lot of champions.
It is. And that's why he is undoubtedly on my list. Easily over Ilya on my list right now. But Ilya has them. And
true.
Alex turns 39 this year. So Ilya has time. So we'll see what he does. But
yeah,
it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah, like I think Volk is the featherweight GOAT, but I still got Ilya ahead of him all time though.
I think Ilya can get past him, and it won't take much. Ilya,
like what we talking about, it won't take much. Like what would he have to do in your mind to pass Volk?
Give me 2 title wins. Give me 2 more title wins.
That's 2 title wins, 2 more at lightweight.
2. It
if he gets 2 more, he's second all time at lightweight defenses. Like, come on now.
Yeah. And so is Benson Henderson.
So he's got to be second all time in another division in title defenses to pass Volk.
Yeah, it's that hard.
Okay, all right.
I mean, he got that many title wins. That many.
I get it. I get it. I hear you. I hear you. But we got a head to head, and he got finished
He did. He did.
at his weight class too.
After coming down from a previous weight class in which he got finished.
Yeah. Hey, all right. So let me ask you this. If they were to fight again at 145, who would you pick?
Come on.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But I'm talking about their full resume, and Ilias is still being released.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. That was a good thing to bring up. Let me see. Oh, UFC Lock Vincent said Armin's past due is just hurt the flow of division just having up there. Man, Armin has put himself. I can't even remember somebody who's been this far in the doghouse for the UFC. Not since John Fitch have I seen somebody in the doghouse this long for the UFC that clearly deserved a title shot. That was the last person.
Bilal Muhammad had it bad too.
He did. He did. But I don't know if y'all have been watching that as long as I have, but like, man, when John Fitch was sitting, dude, he was sitting at number one for a while. And the UFC was just begging for somebody to knock this dude out. And when he got knocked out by Johnny Hendricks, they were so happy. And I feel like it's a very similar scenario. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen to Armin, but I mean, we never know. But I don't think that's going to happen to him. But it really feels like they hate his guts. It really does.
Yeah. Man, we got to get to the Super Bowl. We got to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked with the UFC, man. We got excited.
We really did. Okay, so Super Bowl. So obviously, Seahawks versus Patriots, kind of a low-key Super Bowl in a sense. Like, I haven't even seen a whole bunch of advertising for it. It's kind of under the radar because they don't have like a massive star to kind of headline it. But what have you heard as far as like storylines in outside of maybe even Drake May being sick? But what have you heard as far as storylines?
I guess outside of the Drake May news would be just, how Sam Darnold doing with the oblique thing that he's been dealing with all throughout the playoffs. I mean, the way he's been playing, he looked completely healthy to me. Going into the Super Bowl, it really, for me, comes down to both defenses. They're both top 10 defenses. Actually, their stats are very similar. Looking at New England's offense, though, it's very tough just because of the Denver game with all the snow. You can't really put a whole lot of stock in that. I think Seattle has been playing is probably the hottest team in the playoffs right now because they pretty much have went through everybody. And I mean, except for the Rams, that was the only competitive game they've had in the playoffs. So I think Seattle's the hot team. We got the rematch of the Malcolm Butler Super Bowl of the Patriots Seahawks. Hopefully we can get another game as crazy as that. All the Seahawks had to do was hand it off to my co-host and they would have another Super Bowl. That's all they had to do.
I would have got us that win, man. I would have got that win.
But I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Which coach do you like going into this coaching matchup?
Vrabel. Dude, he's seen so much, man. He's seen so much. He's experienced so much. He's been around people who have a championship of them. I favor him. I would give the check mark on his side as far as like coaching because I think that he's going to be intimidated or scared by the moment because he's seen it already. Yeah, this is what he's seen. Put the check mark on his side.
Okay. Well, I'll be devil's advocate. I'll go with McDonald just because I think the way he is, and when I hear him talk in interviews, you can tell he is one of those guys where he pays attention to all the details, does not leave any stone unturned. I saw an interview with him this offseason where he was talking about losing the offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb going to Alabama. And he just went deep dive, like straight away, like what he wanted, what he expected, what he was getting, how it didn't mesh. And I think he's one of those coaches, young guy, that just has the mind for it and just live, eat, sleep, breathe the game. And I think we're gonna get a phenomenal Super Bowl. Phenomenal Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, I think so too. Dude, I've been going back and forth on my pick because, like, before I started watching stuff, this is how it messes up every time. Before I start watching stuff, I was like, oh man, Seattle. I got easy. I haven't been picking
Well,
Seattle.
yeah, you was on the roster, dog. Yeah. Of course you gotta support your squad, man.
Yeah, got to. But more stuff that I watched about the Patriots defense and how they're able to stifle teams and things like that. Man, it makes it so much more difficult to pick. But for my official pick, I'm actually going Seahawks. I'm still going to stick with Seahawks.
Okay.
But I do think it's going to be a very close game, and it may even come down to a similar situation. Not saying it's going to be at the 1 yard line, but a similar situation where one of the teams, maybe even Seattle, will be trying to score at the end to win the game.
Man, that would be a great storyline, wouldn't it? If like Seattle's driving to like win the game, the end of the game, it'd be a great storyline.
They hand it off.
Yeah,
they hand it off
and they hand it off this time. So like to make things interesting, I'm gonna go with New England. Just like you, like all the points you made about Vrabel, like him seeing it all, been there, already a Super Bowl champion. The Patriot way is a legit thing. Like like it's all splattered all over the walls. They're like how to get it done, do your job. And really for me, this game is gonna come down to who does not make that big mistake late in the game, like a muff punt or that offsides penalty on like 3rd and 1 that goes to 3rd and 6, and now you get off the field on 3rd down. Like I think it's gonna be something big like that. But I see it going back and forth. I think both teams gonna make plays. Wouldn't even surprise me if the first half is a little low scoring, the defenses come out, play well. Then both teams make some adjustments at halftime. And then the offenses really, really get things going in the second half.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. I actually watched some simulations. You know how people will put up like Madden simulations of what could possibly happen, and all of the games that I watched did exactly that. It went exactly how you just said. So I expect a close game. I expect a really good game. And I mean, it's a legacy game, man. Like for both of them, like these are brand new legacies that, normally not normally, but lately we haven't seen these new legacies getting started, specifically pertaining to quarterbacks. Sam Darnold has the opportunity to create the ultimate Cinderella story. I mean, because things were not going well for that dude. And for him to turn around and make it to the Super Bowl, lead a team to the Super Bowl is crazy. And then Drake May, I mean, what is this, year 2? And he's getting to the Super Bowl. Dan Marino did that, and it didn't work out for him. So both of them have crazy legacies on the line. So, I mean, it's going to be an amazing game. So speaking of the Super Bowl, though, I have a question for you. And this is something that popped into my head, just kind of leading into this. If you could go to one championship game, just one of any sport, what sport would that be, and what championship game would that be?
Ooh. Oh man, that's tough. I think so when I think of like environments, I'll name a few that I think just would be amazing. Game 7 in Yankee Stadium, I think would be outstanding. I think obviously the Super Bowl is the biggest game on the planet. I don't think personally like the World Cup would really do it for me, but I know that's massive globally. But if I had to pick, I probably would go with Game 7 of the World Series, just because it's the sport I played. So I think it would hold a little bit more weight for me personally.
Yeah. Man, I'd probably say Game 7 of an NBA game, but it would have to be like Game 7 of the Warriors. I want to see how Steph reacts in an environment like that. You remember the gold medal game against France with Steph and all that? Dude, I have never had that much adrenaline going through me when I was not doing anything, just watching it, dude. And so to see him in a Game 7 environment and the ability for him to just go crazy in a matter of moments like that would do it for me. That would be it. And it's funny that neither one of us said the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Super Bowl, it's a little different it's more more of a commercial event. So, I mean, it's a little different. But, I mean, those Game 7s, man, like you can just cut the tension with a knife for real.
Yeah, because it's built up over the course of a week and a half. So, yeah, it's a little different.
Crawford's an idiot.
The Ryder Cup. Hey man, if it was Tiger Woods at the Masters, yeah, I'm in. But no, I just thought about that question, man. It's an interesting question. So we only have a few minutes left, but about the fight night, man. Mario Batista against Vinicius Oliveira, lock dog.
So I think it's a big step up for Vinicius Oliveira, and I think it's gonna be a really tough test for him just because Batista, man, we know how he is. All the cardio, so the 5 rounds, I think definitely suit him. Oliveira, for me, man, is just a wild man. Like he gets in there and just goes after guys. It's not the most technical. It's not clean. Like he fights behind his chin. He will eat a shot to deliver a shot. And it's very wild. So this guy's very entertaining. Batista is a very game opponent, much more on the technical side, but he's not trying to finish you. He's more so just trying to outpoint you, outlast you, wear you down. So it's going to be an interesting test for Vinicius Oliveira because this is a test he hasn't really come up against yet.
It's true. I agree with everything that you just said. It's interesting that Mario Batista, man, he's been fighting some killers, and I wonder, have we forgiven him for the Jose Aldo situation?
Aldo, we have not. We've not forgiven him at all. But I will say this though: after the fight, man stood 10 toes down and said, "Hey, it ain't my job to get off the fence. That's his job. Like, talk to him about that." And stood 10 toes down. So when I heard that, I was like, "Oh yeah, I like Batista. I got no problems with it."
Yeah, man.
But honestly,
I like him.
Yeah, honestly, on this card though, we got some more other fights that I'm really looking forward to as well, like Amir Albazi, Kyoji Horiguchi, Jailton Almeida, Rizvan Kuniev. I think both those fights are going to be real good.
Yes, so I'm a massive Kyoji Horiguchi fan. I hated that he left the UFC the first time. I thought he put up a really good fight against Demetrius Johnson when they fought. So I'm happy that he's back, and I'm happy that he's fighting Amir Albazi because this could be a layup, man. I don't know who Amir Albazi is anymore. That dude's been gone for so long, and the fight that he won, he really lost against Kai Kara-France.
It's a robbery.
That is a robbery. That if you're looking up robbery in the dictionary, you're gonna see him. That's a robbery.
Yeah.
But I hope Kyoji Horiguchi chins him in the first round. I really hope he does. I really hope so.
My man's gonna be on a hate watch this weekend.
For real, dude. When it comes to him, yes, absolutely. For Jailton Almeida against Rizvan, first of all, we're gonna see somebody who's in shape, a heavyweight that's in shape.
Yeah.
Jailton Almeida can go all the rounds because he's probably going half of the time. But I do want to see how he addresses this fight, man. It's a very different fight from some of the fights that he's had. So I'm interested to see how he addresses this. All my eyes are going to be on how things work out for him.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to it because I know with Cooney, if the dude can defend some takedowns, is a solid grappler himself,
Yeah,
and he might end up on top of Almeida, and then Almeida might be in a world of trouble. So I think it's definitely an interesting matchup because when Cunha fought Curtis Blades in his UFC debut, he looked like he belonged. He did
he
not
did.
look like he did not belong. And I mean, hey, Almeida better be careful because this can definitely sneak up on him, surprise him. But I'm really looking forward to that heavyweight fight.
And Chris Rain said he's going Almeida. I think I don't know. I gotta think about it. I'm probably going Almeida.
See?
I don't
Let me
like going for Almeida. I really don't, but we'll see. Dude,
so
that Derek
so
Lewis fight messed me up.
Almeida's only a minus 155 favorite. So I mean, I'm telling you, the odds are very close in that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Which way are you leaning on that? You going Rizvan?
Almeida. I'm still leaning Almeida just because Cooney, if he's got that natural heavyweight body type, and I think he still could, if there's like grappling in the first round, about a minute and a half into the second round, man, that cardio might be gone.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how these picks work out, man. Things have been going well for us so far this year, as far as picks are concerned. So
yeah, we gotta keep it going. We gotta keep it going.
Hopefully we keep it up. It's a lot of pressure. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Anything I'm missing, man? I know you did you put out your preview for Fight Night?
Nah, I didn't put it out this week. Had some things going on, definitely affected that. But not sure if I'm gonna do a watch along this weekend. We'll see. Maybe. Kind of just depends what I got going on with the Super Bowl on Sunday. But there is a good chance I might do a watch along on Saturday.
Dope. Where are you gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl party, man. Group of friends, man. Acting all crazy, talking trash. You know how it goes.
I do. So when you go to a Super Bowl party, what is the one thing that you're for?
What's the one thing? What you broke up?
The one thing that you like, this Super Bowl party better have this to eat.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, all I'm worried about is making sure I have a good seat and a good view of the TV. That's really priority number one and number two for me. Now, the food situation, I always can figure some out. But my thing is I got to make sure I got a really good seat, really good angle, really good view of the game. And if not, man, that's my biggest thing. But I would say I like the Rotel. I'm a fan of the Rotel. What about you?
I would probably say, like, I got to go to a party that's got some wings, man. Like, it's got to have some wings and ranch. Like,
are you a lemon pepper? Are you a garlic parm? Hot.
Like, garlic parm and lemon's cool.
I got you.
Hot. I gotta have hot. That's what
I got you. Yeah. So I like mixing hot with the lemon pepper or garlic parm. One of the two.
Yeah, hot lemon pepper is good too. That's a good one too. Wait a minute, hold on.
Bro, Grimy stay on me, dog. Never fails, man. Never fails.
Grimy living up to his name right now. For real. All right, y'all. Man, this was a good episode. So again, if y'all haven't subbed to Making a Walk to Crossover MMA, make sure y'all go ahead. If y'all haven't liked the stream, make sure y'all go and do that too. But yeah, until next time, we will catch y'all and we will debrief from the Super Bowl and UFC Fight Night, and we are going to talk NBA next week. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, until next time.
Peace.
Man, I am never ready to actually leave when I say until next time.
Of course.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Come back next Monday to chop it up.
So please, whatever,